Welcome back. Bro, I got a new mic. I just copped a new mic. I copped a Blue Yeti. My old mic was this. Hopefully it's better. Let me know. This is my first time ever using it. I'm going to look back at the quality of this video, but hopefully it's better. This is my old mic. This is my new mic. This mic has a stand now. I'm excited. Hopefully the mic's good. Y'all gotta let me know. Y'all gotta let me know. Road to Funded, day 9. We're back. As per usual, I'm always live on YouTube for all this. If you don't believe me that I didn't take this trade, go and look at my live stream. I take a live trade. I show you guys everything. There's nothing for me to hide. There's nothing for me to try to throw under the sheets. There's none of that. There's none of that over here. We're just about getting better over here. And we're gonna go over the one trade that I took. 4/15 one trade. Let's get straight into it. All right, so first of all, what was my bias going into today? What was my bias? What was the framework around it? Why was I thinking what I was thinking? So going into the day, I had a very loose bias. If we look at all this is all just low resistance liquidity. As you can see, we have these stack lows down here, and we just have low resistance liquidity. Low resistance. Whenever we say low resistance liquidity, what does that really mean? That we're likely just going to run it all within one move, which is exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. So if we look at this, we have just taken buy side on NQ. We now have an SMT at the highs. We now have rebalanced price into this 15-minute fair value gap here. This also is a 1-hour BPR. This also is retracement back in equilibrium. So therefore, everything is lining up on the higher time frame for price to go lower. Price does not need to go higher. We have already done everything that we need to do. Why is price need to go higher? To rebalance to equilibrium, to rebalance to inefficiency, and to hunt liquidity. And we were doing those three things here. We were hunting liquidity at this high. We also have an SMT showing us that price doesn't want to go higher. We also are rebalancing to this inefficiency here. We also have another inefficiency with that BPR, and we also are rebalancing to equilibrium. So I know just by looking at this, price does not need to go higher. There is less likely, for a reason, we are more likely to hunt all this liquidity that we have been generating than to come up and take this high. So this is what I was looking at. This was my trade framework. Everything happened in the overnight session. Today was very clean, and today was very clear in my opinion. Think about this in terms of probabilities. What is the probability, what is the likelihood of us reaching this high before reaching this low? Very unlikely because everything's needed to happen for us to go lower, and that's why I think today was such a good setup and why I was able to capitalize all this. So NQ did not need to go lower because we rebalanced equilibrium, we've hunted liquidity, and we have rebalances to the inefficiencies. We now have overlapping SMTs, and we still have those stack lows on the higher time frame below. If I pull up NQ on the higher time frame before today, let's zoom out to the 4-hour. We have all these stack lows down here that I'm expecting us to draw to. And as you can see today, we just end up dumping and taking these lows. So therefore, I was looking for these to be the draw as well. We also are coming back into equilibrium, coming back in that 4-hour imbalance, coming back in this BPR. Like everything was beautiful. Everything was gorgeous right at open, which is why I think today was a good day. And here was the trade that I took. I actually ended up taking it on ES. I actually ended up taking this trade on ES. So we have an SMT at the high up here, and now we have an internal SMT, and now we have stacked equal lows here. This box here is a 15-minute fair value gap. So I know price is gonna go lower. I know that it is less likely for price to go higher than it is to go lower. So I'm just looking for an entry. All within here. I don't really see anything. Again, we almost take a low, we don't, and then we come back up, we form a fair value gap here, and this is when I short. If we look at NQ at the time, NQ kind of had my main bias, but I ended up taking it on ES because it looked a lot clearer, because we know that these two are going to correlate. I ended up taking the trade on ES just because I thought it looked a little bit cleaner, but as you can see, right at this time, we ended up taking sell side here. We end up taking sell side liquidity here, and then we end up bouncing. Right when we're bouncing on NQ, we're just chopping on ES. So at this moment in time, NQ has taken this low. We do have a bearish SMT, but I don't really care about, or a bullish SMT, but I don't care about that because I know on the higher time frame we're likely going to reach lower, and there's no reason for price to go lower at all. So we come back up. we have this bullish SMT. We come back up, and where does price retrace into? Where does price retrace into? We retrace back in OTE, back into that breaker, back into that fair value gap. Breaker, fair value gap, OTE of this range. I wouldn't, like, ideally I could have taken this on ES, on NQ, and I was really thinking about it. But the real reason of why I took this on NQ or on ES is because of low-hanging fruit. As we see, we have these stacked equal lows, and we also have this fair value gap. Like, I am confident that price is going to draw into these equal lows. So that's the reason why I took it on NQ, just to get that low-hanging fruit objective. But I knew that price was likely going to go lower, and I really like these equal lows and also this 15-minute balance. So that is why, the main reason why I took it on ES. But everything clean, and I actually left 2 runners to go all the way down to London low, I believe. Let me pull this up. Is this London low? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so London low, we end up taking London low. Wait, is my mic bad? I just got a new mic. Is it bad? I got a new mic. I splurged on a mic. Please tell me it's not bad. No shot. Actually, the old one's better. Is the old one better? The volume's just too high. Let me see. Is that better? Or is that not? Is that better? Is that better at all? Let me know, because there's if my mic's bad, I'll be a little bit sad. I might have to return it. Is that better at all? Or is that worse? That should be a little bit better. Underrated trader, I appreciate it. Please tell me if this mic isn't good. I don't know. No, now it's gotta go way up. It's good. Maybe a little more. It's soft. Is that better? I don't know. I gotta fuss with it, but like this is an official mic, bro. This is Blue Yeti, like solid. There's no way this is not a better mic, because look at this. Look at this mic. This is my old mic. I might have to go back to it, but like this mic should be a lot better. And also has a stand. My old mic doesn't even have a stand. All right. Little more, just like a pinch. All right, is that better? Okay. Anyways, I was looking for us to hunt London low as well. I was looking for London low to be the target. I did not expect us to sell off this hard. So looking back, I think that this is all hindsight. Perfect? Bet. I think that this is all hindsight. The fact that we just ended up selling off all the way down, I think that's hindsight. But we'll go over that in the chart review. I just kind of want to go over the trade recap. So I entered off the fair value gap, put my stop at the high, and ended up being a very nice setup. I pretty much got high a day on this setup. Again, I'm just targeting low-hanging fruit initially. Like 5 of my contracts are coming off here. Like I'm totally okay with catching this. Like this is a true risk reward. I think that's fine. The fact that we did end up selling off and we had all this low resistance liquidity, I think that's just being a little bit greedy. I'm totally okay with just catching low-hanging fruit that I have confidence in. Like I would much rather target something that I'm confident in than something just to try to make money, which is why I like this trade a lot. The fact that I wasn't trying to never mind. I gotta go to slideshow. The fact that I wasn't trying to target too much, like I was just targeting low-hanging fruit, which is why I think that this was a good trade. Because like although we end up selling off, like I caught high a day, I don't care, bro. All I'm here to do is catch low-hanging fruit and catch stuff that repeats. Like it's all hindsight. The fact that we sold off. I mean, I knew that we were likely to sell off, but I didn't realize we would sell off that hard. And I feel like this is hindsight. So I had 7 contracts. I took 5 off at that low-hanging fruit objective, and I let 2 London low, which I really like how I left 2 runners because I really liked the model, and I really liked low resistance liquidity. I really liked the fact of us having low resistance liquidity, and everything was perfect. And I let those 2 2 runners run all the way to that low. So what I will do better, there's always something that you could do better. But great trade, and I think I really did like everything about this trade. Even though I just said there's always something that you could do better, what could I have possibly done better? I really don't know. I feel like this was the best possible entry. I risked perfectly. My bias was there. I had confidence. I didn't overthink. I didn't like, oh, we're possibly going to get stopped out. No, I had trust in the model. I feel like everything was good here. I feel like I managed everything well. Everything went well. I guess the only thing that you could say is let those runners run, or like maybe take off more. But like that's all hindsight. Maybe let more run. Maybe let more by position run. But I really think that's all hindsight. I really think that's all hindsight. And what I want to do going forward is like I can't stop here. This is just a blimp in my career. This is just a trade that I've taken. Okay, cool. You caught a nice trade. Cool. No one cares. No one cares that I won today. No one cares that I got a good trade today. Frankly, you guys don't really care that I took a win today. So like I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. Like there's always going to be another trade that there's always going to be another trade, another opportunity. So there's so much for me to learn and grow on. Like I'm not like obviously it's nice to see. It's nice to see that I won a trade, but this is nothing. This is nothing. This doesn't matter. This doesn't really mean anything. This is just a trade. It's just a trade, and that's it. Anyone can put on a winning trade, so I can't be like hot-headed. Oh, I got high today. I got such a good trade. No, I do not care. It's all about the next trade. Like, cool, I could have a good trade. I could have a good 4 trades in a row. I could have a good 5 trades in a row. But next thing you know, when I'm in that comfortable framework, when I'm in that mindset to where, oh, nothing can stop me, bro. I'm reading the market so well. I'm able to find such good trades. That's when you're likely to blow up. You're likely going to over leverage. You're likely going to make irrational mistakes, irrational decisions, and that's just going to spiral out of control. Well, I did good. I waited for the retracement. That is my weekly focus. Wait for a retracement. All of last week, every single setup last week, I had the right bias, and my bias ended up playing out. It was just how I executed on the trade. So I could have went perfect last week, but the reason why I did not win every single, which I don't care about winning every single trade, but the reason why I lost last week was not about me having the right bias and framework. It was about me not entering at the right time. So I don't know what I was talking about that. I saw a comment that said your videos are helping me out a lot. The activated ones, I appreciate it, Maverick. I appreciate it. If you're still in here, I appreciate it. I read that and then I just like froze. Then I stopped. I was thinking about like someone to answer that while I was talking, but anyways, I do appreciate it. So let the runners run, and then I took the low hanging fruit and I stayed patient. Like it's all hindsight. It's all hindsight that we ended up selling off. It's all hindsight. But the fact that I'm okay with catching low-hanging fruit and that fact that I'm okay with only catching low-hanging fruit is good. And I stayed patient, and I got my right setup. I got my entry. It finally came to me. I let it come to me, and it was good to see. So my main focuses going in the week are waiting for retracements. Every single loss I took last week and every single loss that I've taken recently has not been because my bias was wrong. I've been able to spot the model. It has just been waiting for those retracements and waiting for the right entry. I get a little bit too antsy when I see the model, so therefore I want to jump the gun, and I'm glad I let the trade come to me, and I had a good trade today. So letting the trade come to you and don't force anything, those are my main focuses. And one trade does not mean anything. The fact that I took a win, that does not mean anything. A win? Oh, no, that does not mean anything. A win does not mean anything. Do not get comfortable. I can't get comfortable. I can't get complacent. The fact that I took a win, bro, I shouldn't even care. It's all about the next trade. It's all about the opportunity that we're going to get. Like, just because I took a win does not mean that I'm going to all of a sudden win my next 10 trades. It does not at all. It just means that, oh, I took a win. Cool. Anyone can take a win. Anyone can put on a winning trade. But I need to be able to do this consistently, do this over time. But overall, I think that today was a fantastic trade, and I'm going to go over the other trades that I would have possibly liked today. But today, nice setup. It also was within that 950 macro. If I pull up that 950 macro, it was within that 950 macro. Another little confidence I had, and look at what price did. This is what happens when you have when your internal model overlaps with the higher time frame model. So good trade overall. I thought it was a good trade, and I will see you guys later for chart review, and I will also see you guys tomorrow for the live trade.